What is good with y'all, man? So in today's video, I basically want to talk about the idea that I've had for Madden 24. I've heard other people say things like this, so I kind of just wanted to elaborate on it. Basically, in Madden 24, I think it's a good idea to get rid of velocity abilities, and obviously with that, we'd have to also get rid of KOs. Now I'm going to explain why. One of the biggest reasons why EA added abilities into the game in the first place is because it was an easier way for them to not have to fix, zones, or just not have like KOs. Obviously was the fix zones, pick artists, because guys literally couldn't catch picks, things like that. They added abilities as an easy fix because they always take the lazy route. They don't actually fix things, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what that was. And basically, with them taking velocity chems out the game. Now, when I say velocity, I'm talking about pass elite, step elite, things that put more, zip onto the ball. I think they should get taken out the game because, the game is really not meant to be played with those. Like, you can easily, dumb out zones with those, and things like that. Now, obviously, if they took those out, they would have to get rid of, KOs because, if you had KOs out there with, no velocity abilities, I mean, the game would be unplayable. I'll be honest, the game's damn near unplayable still. I don't know if you guys have ever played like regs or played in like a CFM or things like that, but if you've used a quarterback right, that just doesn't have any velocity ability and you're playing the game without like KOs and all that stuff, you really notice how like different the game plays. Like you can tell like the game is it's really not designed for like pass elite and all that stuff. Like it kind of like breaks the game really. It's just it wasn't designed like that. So I personally think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say how it was in Madden 20, right? We didn't have like velocity abilities and all that stuff. Now you had gunslinger if you wanted to speed up your release. I mean, I'm fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't hurt anybody. But the velocity ability, just putting that extra zip on the ball, zones just can't really react to things the way it's supposed to be reacted because that's not how they program this thing to work. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but there's sometimes like guys will just, they'll kind of throw a ball right in like a tight window and things like that. And sometimes like your DB just won't really react, and sometimes some weird scenarios just kind of play out. And that's really just because the set feet and the pass elite, like, for example, like let's say you try to throw a corner on a very tight window, right? With pass lead or set feed lead, and your corner's just like, oh my, like what's happening? Like the ball's coming at me, right? Now let's say you threw that same pass without pass lead or set feed lead, just a normal throw. The DB's gonna break on the ball and play in it. And obviously some people are gonna think, well, you can't really throw in these tight windows and things like that. You still can throw in these tight windows and things like that. The problem is just the KO part of it. The KOs have really just ruined this game. Like literally, there's times like if you're going against a guy that has man coverage KOs out there, and I'm talking about he's got the short routes, the deep routes, the mediums, and all that stuff on the right people in the right areas. I mean, there's times you really can't even complete a pass. Like that's just not. It's not a good game like that. It shouldn't be like that. Do I think that EA would actually go back and get rid of set feed lead and pass lead? Absolutely not. I just like these guys, the way they do things, once they kind of do something, and it's kind of like with any of these games in general nowadays, they never kind of go back and revert something. They just kind of keep going with it, and they just try to keep elaborate on it, and it's just, I don't know, like it's really only hurting the game. If you ask me personally, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it. Me personally, I don't know. I think this would help fix the zone problem, and it would just help get more balance, because then we can get rid of KOs and we can just, get rid of stupid nonsense that nobody wants to deal with. Obviously, there's like way more problems we could talk about with the game and other things that need to get addressed, but I feel like this is a step forward into just fixing zone. Like this just helps with zone coverage, because one of the biggest, especially I'd say that one of the biggest problems is since they went to this whole next gen movement ever since, I guess you could say Madden 21, but I'm not going to count that. I'm going to say Madden 22, because that was like the first full year they actually got to work on, like, the PS5 and Xbox Series version of the game. Like, since they've made it, like, the zones have been really, like, funky sometimes, fluky, and just a little weird at times, because with the whole movement and, the way guys react to things, it's been a little weird. And I feel like this would, with them getting rid of the velocity chems, it would just help out so much. You know what I mean? Like it would actually, because like I said, the game's not designed for it to be like this. Another ability too, I would like to throw in there, if they do get rid of the pass lead lead, set feet lead, and the chaos mix and all that, I would honestly also like them to get rid of Hot Route Master. Because, you know, a reason why people use Hot Route Master is because, you know, sometimes you need it. You know what I mean? I personally do not use it, but I can understand why people do use it. I've used it before. It's not like I'm like, oh, I just don't use it. I used to use it in past Maddens. This is really the first Madden where I just genuinely did not use it because I just feel like I didn't need it. But there is times, you know, you do need it when you're going against man coverage and you're going against certain blitzes, and you just need those certain hot routes. But I feel as if they were able to get the zones right, if they were able to get rid of pass lead, set feet lead, you get rid of the KOs, then you don't really need Hot Route Master. Because Hot Route Master does make offense way too easy. I will say that. It just makes the game way too easy. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, and they're going to say, some people are going to say, personally, Hot Route Master should be built in, and it shouldn't even be an ability. That right there, I gotta say, is outlandish, and you're out of your damn mind. But I think it should be taken out of the game as well if they do this. I don't know. I just feel like Hot Rod Master is just truly not needed. Now, obviously, though, if they were to take Hot Rod Master out of the game, I will say this: they do need to expand the playbooks. I feel like this year they really made the playbooks just like they took so much out of playbooks this year. Like I used to run Denver, and they took damn everything I ran out of Denver. First of all, the whole offense I ran, they took out of every NFL playbook. It is literally only in the alternative playbook, pass bounce offense, which is that just. And I'm not only personally, a lot of playbooks people used to run as well. They made it to where like every playbook doesn't really have much to it. I don't know why, and that's been a big problem every year. They're taking plays out of the game, they're taking formations out of the game. They're just giving us less and less and less. So I will say this: I'm fine with keeping Hot Route Master as an ability if they're going to keep doing this stupid shit with the playbooks. But if they're actually going to give us more variety in the playbooks and actually, kind of make them how they used to be a little bit. I don't want to say used to be, but honestly, I will say used to be because they used to actually have a lot to them. Then I would say take out Hot Route Master because it wouldn't be needed. You guys let me know, what do you think about these changes? Should they keep pass lead, set feet lead? What do you think about chaos? And let me know what you think about that Hot Route Master idea. And I know I doubt anyone's even going to agree with me on it, but I feel like some people from a comp standpoint, they'll understand what I'm getting at. They'll understand what I'm getting at, but I don't know. Personally, I feel like these changes would help out Madden 24. Obviously, there's way more we could talk about. And over the next couple weeks, as we get some more news for Madden 24, I guess speaking of news for it, I will say this. It has been confirmed that Madden 24 will be cross-platform, so that's pretty big. I don't know how that's gonna go though. I think it's gonna end up bad because like this game can barely run just on a single platform, so I don't know how it's gonna run on multiple platforms. I could imagine the servers being terrible, but we'll see, man. Madden 24 it's gonna be here before you guys know it, man. I needed to get here because Madden 23 is garbage, worst Madden I have ever played, but I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling, man. That's pretty much gonna do it. Let me know what you guys think about these ideas down in the comments, and that's pretty much gonna do it though, man. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and sub up to the channel if you're not already.